In this video, Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville lies to the American people on the floor of the Senate and tells them that the 2020 election was rigged and that January 6th was perpetrated by the Democrats, the party that won the 2020 election. Watch this.
January the 6th, 2021 was my first day here on the job in the United States Senate. Let's be clear of what happened that day. Let's go back and look at it. Democrats in the deep state, they hated Donald Trump so much that they orchestrated a coup against our government. Let me explain this. First started with the tampering of the 2020 presidential election results
He should be sued for that.
President Trump and to install a woke globalist favorite, Joe Biden. As a result, great American patriots gathered in Washington to peacefully protest the illegal tampering of the 2020 presidential election. When the leader of the Democratic Party at the time, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and the deep state learned of Trump supporters, and we all knew it, were headed to Washington, D.C. to peacefully protest the fraudulent 2020 presidential election results, they saw a great opportunity. Speaker Pelosi spearheaded the true January 6th insurrection. This has all been proven to be true. Everybody knows it. She said it on tape.
No, she didn't.
Admitted the responsibility for massive security failures that day. You know, the deep state infiltrated the crowd with Antifa and intelligent community members who would instigate trouble and massive chaos. The FBI has confirmed that there were 274 FBI agents in plain clothes at the Capitol here that day. Then Speaker Pelosi set up Capitol Police to fail by refusing to bring the National Guard in as backup. She admitted that.
Her job. She has no control.
Of course, Democrats placed all the blame on President Trump, and Republicans, I can remember vividly that night,
you guys
about
did
midnight, we all took the blame here. After we came back that night, Democrats called all the Republicans in this room everything that you can imagine here on this floor. It was clear that they were planning that day that they were going after President Trump.
They didn't have to. They won the election.
But the Democrats' plan to destroy President Trump and his supporters didn't end that day on January the 6th. For the next 4 years, President Biden and the Democrats did everything they could to arrest, harass, bankrupt, deplatform, and even try to kill the former President of the United States, Donald Trump. Not to mention the Biden DOJ abusing their power by wasting almost $3 billion in taxpayer funds to go after innocent Trump supporters, falsely imprisoning them to intimidate their political opponents and the greater MAGA movement.
This is insane.
Hundreds, and I mean hundreds of innocent patriotic Americans sat behind bars for the past 5 years over this made-up witch hunt. Now, there were some guilty, but a huge number of them were vastly innocent. They even arrested grandmas for making phone calls on the Capitol steps. And the only person who died that day on January 6th was Ashley Babbitt,
Good.
unarmed
She deserved it.
Air Force veteran who was shot that day
For breaking in
this very building. Ashley Babbitt was wrongfully killed on January 6, 2021.
All right, we've heard
the
enough
federal
of this
government.
Everything Tommy Tuberville says right there is a lie. Literally every fucking word he said is a lie. Nancy Pelosi is nowhere in the chain of command to get the National Guard to the Washington, D.C. That is literally done by the President of the United States, the man who sat and watched this happen on TV. No, the Democrats didn't plan a coup. Why we can keep asking the question, why the fuck you idiots think that the Democrats would want to stop the certification of an election they won? But it is clear that you fucking people are too stupid to get it. This is insane. Tommy Tuberville should be sued by the voting system that has sued everybody else for $1 billion, Dominion. He should be sued by Nancy Pelosi. He should be sued by every Democrat he is disparaging. They should sue him into the fucking ground because he's doing nothing but lying on the floor. people in Tommy Tuberville's state, if you vote for this man, you are as un-American as it gets.